think, yeah, I could say maybe because
there
was some commentary on, you know, the PRT boards and CI, but I think it came from a separate group. I don't think it was from this group in general.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because they're focused around the time commitment itself. I mean, they really are. Before, you know, when PRT started, they seemed more of a complaint session, right? About everything got thrown into it. They're writing anything on the board,
right?
But they're speaking to some of the issues that they had around time commitments. It's gotten a lot better just since last year.
Sure.
Right? You're not trying to weed out those other.
Right.
You might have one or two that you put down in the parking lot.
Oh, that's great. I think that's natural too, right? As teams start getting into these forums, call it huddle, whatever, to air, you know, issues, things that are bothering me, call them mosquitoes, whatever.
Right.
Until we can knock those out, and we can start focusing on the business and the process, and what we can do to improve the way we do work. Yeah, no, that's good. Oh, very good. James a busy guy.
Yeah.
Being by himself, he is.
He's on the video. He's off the video.
Right.
Yeah.
No, good. Well, nice work. Yeah, nice story here, nice journey. So I think this is a big one here, really across the company, right? You know, as we get into next year in our lean operating mode, and with our cars targets, right, and attrition rates, and as I'm sure you have some seasoned team members that are probably retirement eligible in the next couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And what's our target? I think in operations 80%, 4 out of 5, and you know, LLC back office is like 60%, 3 out of 5. So, how do we become more efficient, right, in the way we do our work? And so that's good. And the productivity ones, this is probably one that a lot of groups are struggling with. It's how do we come up with a meaningful one, right?
Well, that was the last thing that we
did
did on the board was, well, it was a good measure of productivity, because I didn't like the standard adherence metric.
Sure.
Because it was too broad. It was not granular enough at all. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had two metrics: a utilized metric and a productive metric.
Okay.
You should think that productive would include utilized. You know, hours, by how many hours worked, by how many units they did, or minutes they, you know, what the unit was.
Sure.
It wasn't set up that way.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, because a couple of questions we asked around, you know, Q, D, and C in any process that's repeating at some frequency, right? How do we know if our process is effective? You know, is it accurate? How do we know it's timely? And then how do we know it's efficient? And so, no, that's great. Very good. Any hands out again? But any feedback for Renee, your coach, leader coach, who wasn't able to join us today?
Oh, yeah.
Nice coaching, Renee. Nice visual journey here with the team board, and
no, the guys liked her coming out. That was for sure.
Yeah.
Having her in the room made a big improvement with the guys.
yeah.
So much so my other process, they want her more often at their huddle, because this is the one that she focused on to improve. So
Sure.
they really liked her being here.
And I think you know, a lesson for other directors is that in the beginning, Renee she wasn't the coach. She was part of the actual huddle leader. You know, she was right up there with Dan, whether it was Dan or Kia, asking the questions. They were firing them at her, and she was taking it. And then eventually, she stepped back and became the coach because she believed she needed to show them by doing and not just. So I think that made a big difference. Yeah.
That's great.
As we went into as we started, we needed to teach too. We had there were some gaps there that not everybody recognized, so we did a lot of teaching up front, and then just sat back and let them coach it.
Yeah, very good. Nice work. You know, it's interesting when you talked about depends on what week, right? In terms of the engagement and how the team's feeling and what just happened last week or what's going on so far this week. If it's on a Wednesday, right? Monday, Tuesday, and we talk about our metrics: their safety, quality, delivery, cost, morale, and environment are some other metrics, right? That we may track. And we think about morale and the energy of the team. We were at a company one time, and they had this little kind of like an energy scale, team energy scale on the boards, and they had picked different little pictures of themselves, whether they were superheroes or musicians, rock artists, musical artists, or just their actual pictures. And they had this 1 to 10 scale of where I'm at. And before the huddle, they'd come over and they would take their little picture, their character, and put it on the scale. So they would come and go, whoa, there's a lot of folks here that are below the 5 level on the energy level today. What's going on, right? What do we need to do to pick each other up? Just kind of a neat visual in terms of how we're doing and what's going on. And if we're low on the energy scale today. What's driving that, right?
Well, I mean, I like how the last 3 months was sustained. I mean, even, like we said, it was at the 1 or 2%er.
Yeah.
So the last
Right.
3 months,
Sustain
you
that,
sustained.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a kind of what I'm hopeful. I know we're looking for improvement, but
Uh-huh.
improvement will come if you sustain for all year round.
Yeah.
Your year-end metric's gonna improve year over year.
Sure. And that's a daily challenge, right? Sustaining. I mean, that's process management. Sustaining where we are. That's challenging work on a daily basis. And then saying, okay, how do we start making little ups
Yep.
and ticking up towards that 98?
Right.
So that's
Right.
good. Well, very good. I appreciate the sharing today. Yeah, nice work. Looks really good. Mind if I snap a picture of the board?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Got it.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah, I like the use of the, just the colors, right? The red, green. I mean, as a visitor, I can come up here and just, with fresh eyes, just kind of get a sense of what's happening and where to ask some questions for further understanding. And the ultimate's about how do we help the team, right? Surface the things that are driving this, and then to help the team become, you know, an effective, productive team and meeting the customer's needs. Is there a target for this one?
No. Oh, my target for MPSC complaints is 2 for the whole station.
For MPSC complaints?
Yeah. That's for the, but not all that, I mean, the goal, what we said, 5 for the total station.
2015.
I don't have one just for time commitments,
Okay.
because my whole station goal is 5. I'm currently 2 for the station, but nothing to do with time commitments right now.
Okay.
But no, there's a DPMO for customer cares.
Uh-huh.
It's a DPMO. It's very hard to.
Right.
And right now I think we're 4350 or something like that. We're under target for DPMO.
I just had an A3 learner start off a quality focused problem solving effort on DPMOs.
Really?
Changing DPMOs from a current to a future. It's like, ooh, how do
you
you break down
How do you
DPMO?
do that?
Let's get into the actuals
Yeah.
of those defects, right? That's pretty challenging. Yeah. So that person's doing a little rethinking.
I mean, I gotta give the team credit, because when I got here 4 years ago, their target was 15 for